were just talking to me and they were like, how are things going with her, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, it's going well. Like, oh, is this like something you could see going on for a long time? And I just like thought about it for a second and I was like, no, don't actually. I was like, I don't think it will, you know, and they were like, oh, do something about that, you know? And I was like, shit, yeah, I probably should. So it was like instant moment of realization of like, all right, I need to be out of this relationship. But then there was a bit of a predicament though at this moment. So like, backstory here. So my roommate, Lila, has a chinchilla. Yeah, named Chinchilla. And so a few weeks before this like realization, like all my roommates had gone into town and they were like, hey, Ryan, does your girlfriend want a pet sit who make Boshi? And so I was like, yeah, like Ryan does. She like loves animals, whatever. So she was holding onto my Boshi in her apartment and like in this giant fucking tower of a cage, whatever. And so when I had this realization, my roommates were like out of town. We're gonna still be out of town for like another month. And I was like, okay, this is a bit of a conundrum. If I go and break up with her, I need to be able to like get this chinchilla out of her apartment. I have to like extract this thing, but like this cage won't fit in my car. So I was like, how the fuck am I gonna do this? Like, what's gonna happen? You know, so like I called my roommates, like, where, you know, one was like, dude, just end your relationship, we'll worry about the road. And I was like, okay, I need to really end the relationship this week. And like Friday rolls around, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it tonight. I'm gonna do it. And then I played tennis with Danny that morning. And we were just playing, and I was like, hey man, just heads up, I'm gonna break up with her tonight. And he was like, oh dude, like, man, like, sorry, you know, like, I'm here for you, man, like, whatever you need. And I look and I noticed, like, oh yeah, Danny has actually a pretty big car, this Mazda CX-5, yeah. And I was like, well, there's actually one thing I could really use your help with. And then you're like, well, you know, it is Passover, but for you, I'll help, you know, I'll help remedy the situation. So basically came up with the plan, like, all right, I'm gonna go do the deed, and then I'm gonna like text you like when to, you know, move in. And yeah, did it, broke up with her, very sad. It was, yeah, she was not happy about that. And then I like texted Danny, and then yeah, he came through and I had to like carry the cage by myself, like down like multiple flights of stairs. She was definitely not gonna offer to help. Totally fair. And so yeah, and then through the cage, the back seat, I was holding the chinchilla in its ball in the passenger seat, and like the day through on Forever Ago, of course, it's like the soundtrack.